Good morning, all of you. So from yesterday's class, we started with the theory of surface tension. So today what happened, we will continue with the same idea, that one. So now the numericals are, say already we have, shall I say that we have completed a chapter. So now we know so how the force due to surface tension will act here. We are going to discuss now the applications, means like a surface tension, and the tension in the string, surface tension weight, surface tension buoyancy, surface tension friction, surface tension spring force. Like that, what will bring several set of numericals, several set of numericals which are related to with surface tension. Means we'll go back to the application of mechanics. This the method is what we are going to learn. So here again the drawing diagrams, this particular chapter, drawing diagrams becomes very, very, very important. And you must know like the physical aspect. Okay, how do the surface film will behave and how do it exert a force? That imagination must be there. We don't have any formula. Say formula is over. What is the force due to surface tension? Surface tension into length. So a student must have a exact picture of the physical aspect of the situation. Please do draw diagrams. This is very important. Okay, now we'll start with the one more. Surface energy first, we'll cover that idea, that one. So from yesterday's discussion, this is a frame. This is a frame. So let me take a now. The thick rod. So same, just let me make it horizontal. And everywhere here is there is a film. Everywhere there is a film, that one. So the film will be. Now, what action agent? Action agent, what will happen? It will do work. Will do work. He has to do any work. You see this. So extra agent, what happen, will come and pull this rod. So any displacement it has undergone the rod. You check it. So this will be the frame now. What are the assumptions? Let L be the length. Okay, there's a rod PQ. Extra agent will slowly displace it. So let it have a displacement delta X. Are you seeing the rod PQ undergone displacement? Yes, it is. So for this, what will happen? The extra agent will slowly move the rod PQ from initial position to final position. This is the soap film. What happened? The area of the soap film has increased. Will I agree? What you're seeing, shall I say, surface area has got increased. Area, surface area, it got increased, no? So then, what will, from where these additional molecules will come? this soap film, again, you should have this imagination. What is this soap film? The soap film like will be like this. It will be very thin. If I still plot it, no, it will appear like this. It will have two surface areas. This will be the top. This will be the bottom. What you are seeing is the top one. The bottom one will be on other side, and there'll be molecules. Able to imagine, all of you? Able to imagine? So that this what happens here. Okay, now what we have done, the X-ray agent has increased the surface area. From where these additional molecules will come on the surface? Below, inside only. From inside only. So now this particular molecule, now what should happen to it? It should rise to the surface. What will happen to adjacent molecules? The adjacent molecules what when will oppose. So against the cohesive attractive force, what when the molecule has to rise up here. So therefore, shall I say that the cohesive force is doing work here. In fact, the X-ray agent does work. The work done by X-ray agent, what happened? It's got converted into increase in the energy of what? The surface energy. So here I'll put it like this. So here let me write an external agent slowly pulls the rod to the right. From rest to rest. Initially it was at rest. Now also it is at rest. Then work done by external agent. What shall I write? F external into delta X. Now, any force due to substitution, where do it will act? It will act at everywhere, no? Because all here molecules will be present. Make a practice of showing the molecules at the free surface. Actually, what you have to show? You have to show molecules everywhere here. Since I'm interested force acting on the rod, no, I'm showing the molecules nearby this one. Now, what are these bubbles, like a circles? They are the molecules which are on their own free surface that are in contact with the rod. How the force due to suffocation will not act one point, will act at all points, no? This is the force due to surface tension. It will also act here. Am I right? I'm not bothered on the wire frame. What is this? Somebody is asking, sir, what it is. It's a wire frame. And this green color is rod PQ. An X agent slowly pulls the rod to the right. Okay, there's a thing. Okay, let's come for this one. What is the, how much of force I should apply? 2 times of surface tension. Why 2 times? Anybody? Because there'll be free surface will be there on the top as well as on the bottom, no? Top free surface, bottom free surface. So now what is this? This will be surface tension into, what is the length of the rod? L. Surface tension. So what is this L delta X? Anybody? Shall I say increase in surface area? 2 times of that altogether. So this will be dW surface tension. What is this? This will be dA. I'll write it. So I'll bring one more definition. What is the surface tension? Work done per unit area. Work done per unit area to increase the surface area. So this also, now what is the unit for this? Joule per meter square. Work done is joule, area is meter square. So now I'll do work. No, see, you have to go back to the work point idea, that one. I'm an external agent. I'll slowly pull the rod. I'll do some mechanical work. No, some my mechanical energy got decreased. Where do it got? Where do it, that energy gone? Converted into increase in surface energy. Now you can ask question, why the surface layer of a liquid will possess energy? For that, what happened? We have to go for some small explanation. Suppose if this is a tank. No, we had assumption. No, so this is the molecules like this. Now, if I want to increase the surface area, if I want to increase surface area, tell me what happened to number of molecules on the free surface? Should increase, no? If I want to increase the surface area, the number of molecules on free surface should come. Where that extra molecule will come? Should come from inside the liquid. So this molecule, it has to go and occupy this position. So when it is moving like this, when it is having a displacement like this, when it is having a displacement here, tell me like a net adjacent molecules in what action they'll exert a force. All these molecules in what direction they'll exert? They'll exert a force in this direction. Net resultant force, how it will be. This, and what is the force exerted by one molecule on another molecule? That we should call a cohesive force. So the net cohesive force in what action will be acting? The net cohesive force will be acting in. I'm trying to give the diagram because in books very badly the diagrams are missing. So that's why I'm trying to give. Look at this one. Net cohesive force in what action will be downward. Then how is the displacement of the molecule? I'll write y, delta. The displacement is y. And tell me like how do this cohesive force will act opposite to displacement? And what is the why I should call cohesive force? Because this molecule will exert force on this one, no? This molecule will exert force on this one. So therefore the net cohesive force will act opposite to displacement. And moreover, this cohesive force does work. And because of that weapon, energy got increased. So therefore, what shall we take this force due to cohesive force? Shall we take this as a conservative force? Yes, this was the example. I wanted to bring the idea of conservative force here. So the force due to surface tension, which is acting on the rod or between the layers, what will be that one? This force, how do it will act? It will act tangential to surface. You can see it. And also it's a conservative in nature. Able to get this one? Any reason for that? Because if a conservative force does negative work, energy increases. Now you can ask questions from how energy increases. You have this particular proof. Now the surface energy, please do put effort. Please, I'm explaining concept. Surface energy, where it is more, in the first diagram or second diagram? In the second diagram. So I had to write a comment. Just small ideas are there. There's a surface energy of a film. This is very important. I'm telling this one. This is very important. Many problems, this concept will help us. That's why I'm bringing all supportive diagrams. Look at this one. Surface area increase. See yellow color. See all of you, please don't imagine very big because I'm coming with the diagrams. Where you see yellow color layer in the second diagram, it is increasing. Then more number of molecules should come on surface. From where extra molecule will come? The molecules which are there inside should rise up. Then the molecule which is there inside, net force will be 0. Now what will happen? As I increase surface area, then the molecule which is there inside should rise up to the surface. Then this molecule, it is in equilibrium. Okay, fine. Now it has to rise up means somebody should help him, no? So what is that somebody help? the external agent energy, the external agent, what it does work with that energy is given to this molecule. Sir, how it is? Okay, that is a nature's phenomenon. Able to understand? There is a nature's phenomenon. So this molecule weapon has to come to the surface. So then these molecules will not permit. So somebody should help him. The work done by external agent, what happen? Its energy, what happen, will be made available to this. That is what the nature's phenomena occurs here. Fine. Now, why it should need energy? Because these adjacent molecules will not permit. So it should overcome this net cohesive force and it should rise up. And now you can ask questions, sir, what about here molecules? I'm talking about it is rising up. It is rising up means the net force should be downward. Against and out of this cohesive net cohesive force will act opposite to displacement. So it does negative work. And what happened? The surface energy of film will increases. So therefore, the cohesive force did negative work and energy got increased. So therefore, this is a conservative force. You go back to the work per energy. If a force does negative work, energy increases, potential energy increases, gravitational potential not here, surface energy here. Then it should be a conservative force. This idea you have to recollect from work done. So therefore, what is the conclusion I make it here now? The force due to surface tension, what it is? It's a conservative force. When it does negative work, surface energy increases. When it does positive work, surface energy decreases. And if surface area increases, surface energy increases. Surface area decreases, surface energy decreases. Free surface I'm talking. The layer of liquid exposed to atmosphere. There's a diagram I just took for example, why net cohesive force will be downward. You should think about these things supporting here. So earlier there are how many, say 1 lakh molecules are there. Now 1 lakh 20,000 molecules are from where that extra 20,000 molecules has come, should come from inside the liquid. That's all. Then when that molecule is rising up, the adjacent molecules will oppose. So cohesive force will act opposite to displacement. Cohesive force does negative work. So surface energy got increased. So therefore it is some sort of like a conservative force idea. So therefore now what shall I put it here? Cohesive surface as surface area increases, surface energy also increases. These are some very important points I'm summarizing. Next again, as the same idea, no? As surface area decreases, surface energy also decreases. Okay, this one. Next again, cohesive force is a conservative force. Fine. So this is very important. So these are the things which are going to help us a lot in numericals. When a cohesive force does like a positive work, surface energy increases. Next we'll write here. Increases when cohesive force does negative work. Similarly, surface energy decreases when cohesive force does positive work. Okay, fine. So these are the most, you can say the very important thing now. So like this, what happened? To construct a surface area, you have to do any work. Yes, we have to do work here. X agent has to do positive work because surface area increases, surface energy will increase. So now tell me like what all the X agent did work, where it has gone, it got converted into increase in surface area of the liquid or surface energy of a liquid here. Now I'll ask you simplest questions. I want to construct a drop. What work the X-ray agent should do? What is a liquid drop? All of you seen liquid drop. A good example. I think when you ask you to put high drops, am I right? High drops or ear drops, nose drops. When we add, no, we have to add a drops, no, 2, 3 drops only. For that, you have to press that bottle, no, little bit you have to press it. You'll be doing work, and because of that, a drop will come out, no. Tell me, like, hey, what is the work done by you? See, like, is it okay, all of you? I think everyone here very familiar. Eye drops, ear drops, nose drops. Cough syrup will will take spoon. I'm not talking syrup here. The drops which we are going to put in eye, ear, nose. What we do, we'll press that can. No, when you press that can, if you have anything or else a shampoo bottle, but of course we don't put a drops here. We'll squeeze. This one I'm taking the drops. So this will be the drops will fall like this. No. Tell me, for that you have to squeeze this bottle, no? Little bit you have to press it, then the drop will come. So by squeezing that, what you are doing? At least, please, what all you are learning, everything, what will happen? Something related to our normal life. Huh? So you're going to squeeze this one, no? Just you're going to press with your thumb, then the drops will come out. Tell me, are you doing any work? Yes, you are in. You're doing work, no, to get these drops. Tell me, like, hey, what is work done by you to produce 4 drops? Let R be the radius of each drop. This one. So here, the drop came into existence. So this everything is a liquid. And tell me, like, for a liquid drop, what is the surface area? Surface area of a sphere. And where do we see free surface? The free surface is this one. Now, what is the surface area? This is a liquid drop. Huh? What is the surface area? 4 pi r square. So work done by X-ray agent to produce a liquid drop. Find the work done by an external agent to produce a liquid drop of radius r, surface tension. I'll write ST so that will be easy for you. What is the work done by X-ray agent? Should be equal to surface tension into change in area. What is the final area? AF minus initial area AI. What is the final area? 4 pi r square. Initial area 0. So therefore, how much it is? 4 pi st r square. This much of work I should do to produce that liquid drop. Getting the idea now? Slowly we are moving to, it's a very sufficient, I'm telling this one. Food industry, pharmaceutical, paints, shampoo, detergents, all everything revolves around this particular chapter. Now, similarly, work them X-ray agent to produce a soap bubble. So soap bubble, how many surface areas it will have? Produce a soap bubble of radius r and surface area. Thin soap bubble means how it will be? I think this will be thin, no? Not thicker, thin soap bubbles. All of you seen soap bubbles, please. If you have not seen today, purchase that bubble gun or something and all, do make observation of all these bubbles. Now, where do the soap film will be there? Only inside what will be there? Air. This will be the soap film. Huh? Yellow color everywhere. I'm taking the soap film. Later on, I'll change it to blue color. No, because when we go for other numericals, no, I'll change it to blue color. Yeah. And now this is the radius R. Here also air will be there. Here also air. How many surface area? This is the outer free surface. And this will be inner. Tell me what is work done by X-ray agent? Work done by X-ray agent should be equal to surface tension into change in area. How many areas he should construct? Two areas. 2 into. Now why 2? Both inner and outer surface area. So this will become 8 pi st r square. Sir, I'm not understanding. Not understanding means what will happen? You are totally outside this world. See, I think not bubble gun. Sometimes I think using a pipe, students will blow. No, they'll dip this pipe in a soap soap solution. Then the kid what happen will blow air at one end. No, at other end what happen? The bubble what happen will start increasing its radius. Like this, the bubble will be formed. Tell me, like, was that student will he do any work to produce that bubble? Yes, he will be. How much of work done by him? Surface tension into area. So two areas will be there: inner surface, inner free surface, outer free surface. So therefore, two surface areas he should construct. Like that, bubble will not come like that. You should do work. Don't purchase the bubble gun. It's of no use. Purchase a one where you have to blow. So you'll come to know that one. To produce a soap bubble of small radius, you have to blow less air. You have to do less work. If you want to produce a big bubble, no, you have to do more work. That's what I mean to say. Like that, to construct a drop in the bubble, we have to do work. So what is the use of this? I think we do have many equipments where they have to spray. No, if you look at the paint sprayers nowadays available. So how much of work the machine should do to produce 100 drops per second. So what is work done for each drop into 100 drops? That much of work, what the machine should do per second, that much of power it should have. Like this, what we construct the spraying machines. Everywhere this is widely used. Please, all of you purchase the soap bubble one and try to notice. Okay, fine. So this is about the two things. Okay, now let's go for the next topic. If the two drops coalesce, two small drops, if they coalesce to form a bigger drop, what conditions will come? Okay, I'll start with an coalesce. Coalesce or smaller drops into bigger drops. I'm bringing word the coalesce, that one. Coalesce means combining. So there's a drop is there. Radius R. Okay, let me take. I think let me do one thing. Smaller. It will combine and it will form a bigger drop. Tell me, like, what will happen? Will there be any energy released or strictly they are drop? Smaller drop. I'll do one thing, smaller drops. Larger drop. Okay, let's calculate initial surface area. AI should be equal to how much? 2 into 4 pi r square. Will I agree? Final surface area, 4 pi r square. This much is what we have. Now let's go for anything. Can you say about the overall mass of the thing? Mass should be considered, no? So initial mass should be equal to final mass. Nothing will happen to mass, no? What is initial mass? Density of liquid, rho into 4 by 3. Final mass, rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube. So therefore, this will be 2r cube equal to r. So r equal to 2 to the power of 1 by 3 into r. This will be the radius of that one. No, they'll coalesce. Then energy released, or what we have to call. So let's calculate the initial energy. Initial energy should be equal to surface tension into AI. This will be 8 pi ST r square. Final energy is how much? ST into AF. So this should be equal to 4 pi ST into r square. We'll compare capital R will r square. So this will become how much? 2 to the power of okay, final energy, which will be greater, final or initial? Let me keep here. Now 4 pi ST, no? So let me adjust one 2 here, 2 to the power of 2 by 3 there, 1, 2 I'll adjust. Anybody? So how much it should be? 8 pi ST r square, I'll write it as EI. So 2 to the power of 1 by 3, cube root of 2. So tell me like which energy will be more? Surface area increases or decreases? Anybody? Or else I think I should have done here only, no? No, surface area increases or decreases?
So here it is 2 power minus 1 by 3.
2 power of minus 1 by 3. Okay, this will become. No, what do you say? Anybody? Cube root of 2? Just tell me the value of cube root of 2, so that will be easy for us. Anybody with calculator? Cube root of 2? Okay, I'll do it.
Sir, 1.26.
1.26, sir.
1.26. Huh? What do you expect? 1 divided by 1.26.
0.79.
0.79, sir.
Okay, now we have very good data. 0.79 EI. EF less than EI. Same thing happens. AF will be less than EI. Now, when two smaller drops coalesce to form bigger drop, what will happen to surface area? Decreases. You look at AF. AF will be less than AI. So very important data. See, nothing, just information. We have gathered it and we are going to conclude here. Hmm. When two smaller drops coalesce to form bigger drops, surface area decreases, surface energy decreases. Tell me, like, where do that decrease in surface energy gone? Converted into heat released. Released as heat to where? To the atmosphere. So what is the conclusion I can make it? When two smaller drops this is a conclusion. When two smaller drops coalesce, surface area decreases, surface energy decreases, and hence heat is released. And better say energy is released. So how do you can say I have information here? Where do that surface energy go on? Converted into, it will be released as heat energy. And hence energy is released. Okay, fine. So this day one conclusion is what we are making here. And now similarly, if a bigger drop breaks up into smaller drop, I think the reverse should come, no? Let me take same diagram. There's a very important data which will help us a lot in coming numericals. So there's a very important data. I just brought through everything, diagrams, everything. Bigger drop breaks up into smaller drop. Just the same thing, just already we have information. Just will rearrange them. Tell me what will happen here. We are very sure what like AF will be, AI will be greater than from the previous data. So what is the conclusion? R is equal to R equal to 2 to the power of 1 by 3 R. Okay, there's a regarding radius, and I'll check it. So what I conclude here, AI will be greater than AF. And tell me what should happen this one. Surface energy, EI, initially surface tension into 4 pi R square. Final energy. Final energy. This should be equal to 2 into surface tension into 4 pi R square. If I check it, EF will be greater than AF will be AF will be greater than AI. EF will be greater than EI, surface energy. Tell me, like, when bigger drop breaks up into smaller drop, what should happen? Energy will be released or absorbed? Energy will be absorbed. Because from where that extra surface energy should come? So EF greater than EI. So from where that extra surface energy has come on their own. See, action agent is not doing on its own. If a bigger drop breaks up into smaller drop, surface area increases. When bigger drop breaks up into smaller drops, what will happen? Surface area increases. surface energy increases. Then what happens? Energy is absorbed by the system. What is the system? The liquid. So from where that energy should come? From the atmosphere. From the atmosphere, what happens? These drops what happens will take the energy. Okay, fine. So this is some basic conclusion is what we should have this one. So the area, so one more way of defining surface tension. If you are able to calculate the surface area, work done per unit surface area, you can define surface tension, of force per unit length, you can define surface tension. Like not only 2 drops, it can break up into n drops. It can, if the bigger drop can break up into n smaller drops. In that case, the n should be brought here. Instead of 2, what n will come. Okay, after this, we'll go for the next condition. Now, some small element of thing that one. Suppose say here, different types of surface films, I'll show it, and you should know how the force due to surface tension will act. This is something very important. I just wanted students to analyze. So suppose I did a surface film. Okay, there's a film. Tell me like here I'll draw an imaginary line. Tell me like how the molecules will exert force. So those molecules which are present here, I'll draw a bigger one. Let's have this one. Now this everything is what? The liquid. This is really will help you a lot in numericals. Huh? So rather than in numericals, no, I just want a background. How the force due to surface tension will act. No. Okay, there's a film, surface film. So write like this. This is surface film. So now here I'm going to assume a molecules like this. On the surface only I should assume molecules. So I'm drawing an imaginary line. No, this is the layer 1. This is the layer 2. So what that layer 1 will try to do? Layer 1 will try to pull the layer 2. Layer 2 will try to pull layer 1. Am I right? Any reason? Because if you take the 2 molecules, tell me what they do. Let me take this as molecule P, molecule Q. Agree this. So tell me like how the force of interaction between them. So they'll exert a force, attractive or repulsive. Attractive, no. So it will be like this. This is what FQP, and this will be FPQ. What do you mean by that? Force, force acting on P due to Q. It's attractive. And similarly, what happened? Force acting on Q due to P, attractive. So what these molecules are trying, they're trying to pull each other. I think in your home after this class, no, if you have your sister, brother, mother, or father, no, try to hold his hand and try to pull each other. So when you're trying to pull each other, what happened to distance between you and your family member will increase or decrease? Not pushing each other. You're trying to pull each other. So hold hand by hand like this. This is the biggest problem what we have. So you are standing here. And so this is your brother, sister, or anybody. Yeah? No, each of you are trying to pull each other. Tell me like how the pull force on you will act. The pull force on you will act in this direction. The pull force on you will act here. not a push force, it's an attractive force. Better shall I call the same thing. So what actually happening to molecules? The molecules are trying to pull each other. Okay, and this is the layer. This is the layer what we have. The layer is this one. Huh? Now this is also a very important condition I'm bringing. Tell me, shall I say layer 1 is trying to pull layer 2? Layer 2 is trying to pull layer 1. So here the force, I think I have arrow. Agree this? So at one point or at every point it will be acting. So therefore in the books open, they have shown it like this. What is this arrow I should call? Any name for this arrow? No place. What is this arrow? Force exerted by pull force. Huh? Force exerted by layer 2 on layer 1. What about this force? Force exerted by layer 1 on layer 2. Agree this? So this is what happens here. So if you see in the books, no, they have shown it like this. The same thing, they've just shown it. If this is a free surface of a liquid, this one, so they are what they have drawn one imaginary line, and they're showing the forces here. We took red color towards left. I think nothing wrong. They what happened? They didn't show all the colors, everything, no. So it'll be like this. And how do you like it? I should show many arrows. I'm showing only few. And what is PQ? PQ is imaginary line. And what is this? Surface area. This is a layer 1. This is a layer 2. So what is the surface tension? How you define? It is in books. It is defined the cohesive force acting per unit line per unit length of a line drawn on imaginary surface. That's what he mean to say. So is this a cohesive force? As both are mutual attractive force, no? The force of attraction between two molecules is what we are showing it. I'll still many are asking questions, so it will be like this. Will I agree? Agree? No. There's a 2, there's a 1. I think really I brought a better diagram. So how to measure surface tension? What you should do? So what you should do? Just take a free surface, draw an imaginary line of length L, then calculate the cohesive force. The cohesive force per unit length will be the surface tension. I think there's an imaginary one, but it's going to help us a lot in numericals. So are you getting now? So the cohesive force is what? Like, is it attractive force? S. Is it a conservative force? S. And how do it like tangential to the surface? This is something very, very important. All our numericals do revolve around this one. So what is this? Cohesive and tangential to cohesive. What is this Fs? Force due to surface. It's a cohesive force, conservative, and acts tangential to surface. So some books they define like this. Cohesive tangential force acting per unit length is what surface. This is the actual definition. But in books open, they just said what like cohesive force per unit length. But what is the basic definition? Cohesive conservative tangential force acting per unit length. These are all the conditions for this particular thing. And it will act tangential to only. This cohesive force will act tangential. Now the film is flat. If the film is curved, where do we see curved film? Okay, let me bend, let me bring some liquid drop only. Liquid drop, how the film will be? For a liquid drop, how the film will be? Let me draw a small drop. I'm preparing for numericals so that in numericals we need not to struggle in searching how the force will be acting here. I think we'll not go. I need color. Okay, I'll get it. Okay, no. Plenty of numericals are based on. So what is the free surface? Where the free surface? The free surface is this one, no? Shall I put molecules like this? Now what are this? I'm just showing the molecules which are there on free surface. And what these molecules will do? They'll exert force. Tell me that they are not on horizontal line. If you take any two given molecules, they'll not be on horizontal line. So how the molecules will be like this. Huh? And the free surface is somewhere like this. And tell me like how the force should be there. Actually, they are near, no? So we should draw a tangent, no? So if I draw an imaginary line, then how the force will be? Of course, they're not an horizontal line. It'll be a curved one. So if you draw it, no, the free surface, tell me how the force should act here. Anybody able to imagine? Tangentially, it should act tangentially. So therefore, what I do is like, I just want at this particular thing. So how the force will act here? Or let me take. Let me bring that molecules. No. No, I'm asking you to take out this. I'm asking you to draw a line here. Tell me like how the force should be acting. So if you cut this drop into two equal parts, you get hemisphere, lemon. If you take the lemon, you'll get that one. So here shall we go for half drop? Numericals will be very difficult unless you develop this particular visualization. Now what is this? This is half of the hemisphere. I think exactly half. There's a radius r. Now you tell me like how the force should act here. It should act tangentially here like this. You take watermelon or something. So here if you put some small, say like a wire or stick something. So how do it will be tangential? No? Instead of cutting at the midpoint, if you cut it here. So here, so we have cut it exactly at this point, the midpoint here. This one. Instead of this, if I cut that particular liquid drop or that lemon at this particular point. So why here this arrow should be vertical? It should be in this direction. No? this molecule will try to pull this molecule downward. This molecule will try to pull this molecule upward. Will I agree? Now if I cut this or say like this one, I think I am really showing very good diagrams. I cut this into two parts, and upper part and lower part when I separate. No, this is very, very, very clearly visible for everyone. Try to see this. What is this arrow? Force exerted by this molecule on this molecule. What about this arrow? Force exerted by this molecule on this molecule. I think some problem is there. Let me redraw it. Let me take two molecules, which I'm very specific about this. The two molecules, I'll show it here. Shall I give some separate color so that it'll be easy for you? What is this arrow? Let me show by. Oh. So I'm going to bring all 3D diagrams, so that's why I'm trying to cover the ideas with this one. Huh? No, I think it's quite clear. What is this force exerted by this green color molecule on this blue color? And what is this green color arrow? Force exerted by the green color on the blue color. And what is this blue color arrow? Force exerted by blue color molecule on this one. This is what happens here. So if you draw a surface, no, it'll be acting. So instead of drawing the line here exactly on the diameter, if you draw it here, tell me how the force will be. Let me cut it at this particular point. Okay, this everything is a liquid. To show dotted line. Now, instead of cutting the lemon exactly at the diameter, you are going to make a chord here. You are going to cut it. So tell me how the force due to surface tension. Shall we put like this? And everywhere it will be. So this will be the surface, no? No. Tell me how the force should act. The force everywhere should act tangential. No, I think I have some limitations. I can't show the diagram better than this. You better take the lemon and take some any stick or pen, refill something. No, try to place it here. It will point. It will not point vertically here. I mean, this arrow will not be vertical. Will be tangential. No, because the force due to surface tension will act tangential. What about the remaining part? The remaining part will be of like this. It should be, I think, bigger one. We are going to get a problems of this kind. This is the radius. This is the radius. Tell me how the force will be. The force here will act like this. Getting the idea? So try to imagine like the force due to surface tension. I'll put this particular point. How the force due to surface tension should act? Should act in this way, no? At this particular point, should act like this. At this particular, should act like this. Tangential. I think for free surface, you draw a tangent. There'll be the direction of the force. If the surface film is flat, okay. If the film lies in XY plane, tell me how the force will act. The force will be directed tangential to XY plane. Look at the film. Film is curved here. So like this, you should identify the free surface. Hope everyone is able to understand the force due to surface tension. What we are talking is a liquid dropper. It's a drop, half drop. This is a part of a drop. I think, can we call this as a like some name? I don't know. Less than half drop, more than half drop. Fine. So let's go for the next conditions. Angle of contact, we'll discuss some theory on that one. Let me have a water. Meanwhile, you see it. Huh? I'll have water.
Can you scroll a bit up, sir?
Actually, if you have all this imagination, no, this chapter is very easy. I don't know students poor geometry skills, no. That's why I'm putting lot of effort here. So when you cut vegetables, when you cut lemon, watermelon, do make observation. Don't just only look at television, mobile here and there. Physical objects, geometrical objects, make observation of that. Okay, next we'll go for the next topic, angle of contact. Now this will help us a lot to further study the surface tension effect still more systematically. So when I fill up a water, here air is present. This is a glass. This everything is a water. And we do get water molecules. What are these circles? They are the water molecules. Huh? Some rough shape I'm bringing it. Some will appear spherical, some will not spherical. Okay, just treat them everything as spherical. No. So there's a glass. Glass will also have molecules. So if you look at the why the free surface and this layer is a free surface. I think I'll draw the. Look at the free surface how it is. It is spherical, no? Why do it is in curved shape? This is what we are trying to explain now. So now let's consider the molecule one. Okay, this is a free surface. No. Look at the molecule one. So it will experience an force, adhesive force. So we'll exit, the glass will exit on the molecule. The glass molecule which is present will exert force on this one. Similarly, there's adjacent molecules which are there. Cohesive force will exert, no? What do you mean by cohesive? What do you mean by adhesive? Force of attraction between molecules of different kind. Glass molecule and the water molecule. The interaction is, that is adhesive force. These adjacent molecules will exert force. That is a cohesive force. And how do you like the cohesive force will act in this direction? The cohesive force will act. And what will happen is the adhesive force will dominate over cohesive force. Shall I take symbols? Okay, FAFC. This one. So the adhesive force dominates over cohesive force. So because of that, the resultant force what happen will be directed. I need some other color. Yeah, the resultant force will be somewhere like this. Now we have to ask questions. Why free surface here like that? You know what is the property of free surface? It will always align itself perpendicular to net force. Will I agree? Since Fa greater than Fc, so definitely what will happen? The resultant force will be more towards Fa. So therefore, the force what happen will subtend lesser angle with the adhesive force than cohesive force. What about this? Why free surface horizontal? Like suppose let's take this particular molecule. The adhesive force will be equal and opposite, and the net force will be downward. And the net force is downward. So therefore, the free surface here will align itself like this here. And what about here free surface? The net force here will be like this, and the net force here will be like this, and the net force will be like this here. This is what the resultant of cohesive and adhesive force will act, and based on that, what happens? The net force will act perpendicular to net force. The free surface will align. You know. So now this particular there's a free surface. There's everything is water, no? There's everything is a water. So here I'll bring angle of contact. This is what the angle of contact here. So this we know it's a free surface. And there's a water, it's a liquid, no? And there's a solid. And how do we measure angle of contact? From the solid here. And how the force due to surface tension will act, anybody? By the liquid on the glass will be downward. By the glass on the free surface will be upward. Because the pull force, no? If there's a molecule like this, there's a molecule of glass molecule. There's a water molecule. Here we are taking this one. So glass in what direction will exert a force? Glass will exert force in this direction. Water molecule will exert force on the glass in this direction. Tangential, it should be. And this will be a little bit, student must have a clarity here. What is this arrow, red color arrow? Force exerted by the glass molecule on the water molecule. And what is this green color? Force exerted by the water molecule on the glass molecule. So I'm interested in this. I'm showing like this here. And what about red color? Red color arrow you have to show in this way. And tell me like, what is this F and this F? Force by the glass on the water molecule. And what about this? force by the water molecule on the glass, and it like here. So everywhere I think it's not a plain diagram. Try to imagine. So what do you get? You get this is like a curved surface, no, like a cup. It will come like a cup. It will come. So if you draw the free surface, how the free surface will be like this. This will be air. Below, this will be liquid everywhere. Tell me how the force we have to show it. The force you have to show it in this way. Not at one point, at everywhere. Able to make it out? This will be the what happen. The glass will exert a force. Now this theta I'll call angle of contact. Look at it is, shall we call acute? So how to define angle of contact? It is the angle made by the tangent drawn inside the liquid with the solid. It's the angle measured between the tangent drawn inside the liquid and solid. This should not be the angle of contact. Inside the liquid will measure. This is the liquid, no? Inside the liquid it should be measured. Here there's the air. The liquid is here. So this is the angle of contact here. And now same thing instead of this. So what is this? Now you can ask questions. So what are these vertical? This is a glass pipe. What is this? This is a glass pipe or capillary tube. Glass pipe. It will be like this. Fine. The water will rise here, no? Capillary glass pipe. Capillary glass tube. Straw. All of you seen straw? If the straw made up of glass and you dip in water, you can see the water surface will be of this shape. And now same thing if I place water drop on a glass surface, then how do the water drop will align? The water drop will align like this. The central idea is adhesive force will dominate over cohesive force. And now if I show the molecules will be of like this. Black color. There's a free surface. No? The molecules. Many will be there for understanding purpose. I'm showing few. That is a nature, why Fa greater than Fc, that is what nature's adhesive force is greater than cohesive force. Why it is not possible? There's a nature's phenomena. Okay, there's a water drop. This I think you can clearly experience. There's a glass plate. Clean glass plate it is. Now look at this one. Why the liquid drop and what is the angle of contact? The angle of contact is what? Here, what are the things, the net force, how it is? We are sure the net force is acting somewhere like this. Then what are the cohesive forces? The cohesive force, net force, brown color. How the adhesive force between on this molecule will be in this direction. And the cohesive force somewhere like this. Which force will be greater here? So again, if we go for this adhesive and this is a cohesive. So here again, I can see that Fa greater than Fc. So the net force, resultant force will be somewhere will be directed, and the free surface will align itself perpendicular to net force here. Why the here the free surface horizontal? Because the net force will be downward. And I'm showing few, so you must be able to understand here. There's a thing. So what is the angle of contact here? So the angle of contact here will be glass plate. So this was the free surface. No. So what is the angle of contact? This should be the angle of contact. Okay, fine, agreed. And how the force, the force will be exerted here. So what is this? Shall we go for some drawing? How the force due to surface should act tangentially. The force due to surface tension should act tangentially. So this is the direction of F will show like this. Now tell me, like, what is this F? Force exerted by the water drop on the glass plate. By the glass on the water drop should be opposite to this. Already I written, no? Water drop, yeah. Fine, agreed. This one. So why shall we say that water drop will wet the glass plate? Are you see it is spreading? So what is the conclusion we can make it? Water drop wets the glass plate. Wets I'm using. And what is the angle of contact? Angle of contact is obtuse. Angle of contact will be acute. Why water will spread? Water will what happen? Water will wet wood. Am I right? Water will wet glass. Water will wet cloth. Water will wet paper. The reason the theta will be less than 90 degrees. Glass plate. Okay, similarly, we'll go for now if I place a mercury in a capillary tube, the shape will be so this will be some rough shape I'm showing. Now how the molecules here. The theory imagination is very important. Once you get this clarity, I think you can manage very easily the numericals. Huh? No, here cohesive force will dominate the adhesive force here. So how the adhesive force will be in this direction. The adhesive force will be in this direction. And what about the cohesive force? The cohesive force will be somewhere in this direction. And the resultant force will act near to the net force. So here what will happen? FC okay, that's fun. There's a nature's phenomena. What about this molecule? How the net force will be downward? It will be here. It will be here. Okay, there's a reason why the mercury surface will be like this. And what is this? What we have? Glass capillary tube. And what is this? Mercury. And this is air. Okay, fine. So now we'll show the angle of contact. This is the angle of contact. Now here we were showing forces, no? The mercury will exert force on the glass like this. And in turn, the glass will exert force on the mercury in this direction. And what is the angle of contact? We define this is the angle of contact. Try to see the arrow. This is the mercury. This is the air. This is the glass. Look at the angle of contact. So how you define angle of contact? The angle measured between the tangent drawn inside the liquid and the solid. So this is not angle of contact here. There's a solid surface. So what is this? This is a liquid, no? And there's a solid. So it is defined, no? The angle drawn, the angle subtended by the tangent drawn inside the liquid between the solid and liquid surface, or you can put like this: the angle measured between the tangent drawn inside the liquid between the solid and liquid surface. That is the angle of contact. This is not angle of contact. So what is the angle of contact for mercury glass? Will be obtuse, more than 90 degrees. And what is this F? Force exerted by the mercury on the glass. By the glass on the mercury will be like this here. Now, what about here? Here you should draw like this, tangential, because everywhere the force will be tangential. Newton's third law, action reaction, equal and opposite. This molecule exert force, this molecule. But sir, here you are shown, I'm showing the only the resultant force on the free surface and not on molecule here. Not on molecule, that one, on this one. So if you look at the free surface of mercury, if you draw it, how the force will be? There's a free surface will come like this. Then how the force, the green color arrow, you have to show everywhere downward. Able to get this one? Okay, that's what the basic conditions it will arise. So now let me place this mercury drop on a flat glass plate. How the mercury will take shape like this. It will not wet. Okay, able to understand. So everything is mercury, and I'm showing only free surface. Then the molecules you have to show like this. These are the molecules. Tell me, what is the angle of contact? There's a glass plate. There's a mercury drop. And what is this? There's a free surface. And then this is the angle of contact. Okay. Okay, here also, if you want, you can show this one. This will be say like an adhesive force with this one, and the resultant coercive force will act somewhere like this, and the resultant force will act in this direction. Then we'll just show the angle of contact clearly here. It will not wet much. I think I didn't draw properly. Show like this. So it will not wet. So what is the angle of contact here? So this should be the angle of contact. No, some arrows I'm showing it. Can you show the tangent, the force due to surface should act tangentially? Tell me what is this force? Force exerted by the mercury on the glass. By the glass on the mercury drop will be in this direction. Because the force due to surface should act tangentially, and this is the theta. So what is this F I should call? Fine. No. Mercury will it wet glass plate? No. Mercury will not wet the glass plate. So, so why some liquids will wet, why some liquids will not wet? There's a thing. Similarly, now you can take many other things like this one. Why the water will wet the surface? It all depends upon the angle of contact. It all depends upon the angle of contact. Able to understand now? So this is something very thing. Angle of contact, it's a property of a liquid. It depends upon the physical conditions I'm making. But altogether, whether a liquid will wet the solid or not will determine the angle of contact. And strictly, what is this? For mercury, so what happens? Coercive force will dominate on adhesive force. And how the tangent force due to surface will act tangential to the surface here. Okay, let's take some examples on this one. Slowly, now the background we have covered it. So now we'll get into some numericals related to this one. Suppose say if I have a first liquid dropper. There's a wooden sphere. It is half floating in a water. So what it is, it's a wooden sphere, half floating in this one. Then the wood, what happen? Will wet the water completely. So therefore, how the free surface, in fact, free surface here I shown like this. So basically, the free surface will be of like this. It will wet completely. Or if the angle of contact is given, okay, you can take the angle of contact. No, okay, this is the half immersed, no? So what is this everything? This is what the free surface of a water. I'm showing like this. Tell me what are the things that are, what are the forces that will be acting? Now you know enough ideas. A buoyant force will act. So what is the question? A wooden spear is off. Wooden spear with half of the volume in water. Okay, there's a condition given. Tell me what are the force acting? Buoyant force, weight of the solid. Tell me how the force due to surface tension. How the force due to surface tension. I'll show by this color arrow. Tangentially, no. So how the liquid will exert force on this one? So it will act tangentially. So the force due to surface tension will act at one point or at several points, everywhere surrounding. Okay, I'll try to show the video. So everywhere, I don't have spherical object. Okay, if it is like this, the force will be everywhere like this, tangential. All of a sudden, I don't have ball, no. Football, my kids' ball somewhere they have kept it. Okay, tomorrow we'll see that. Yeah, look at now this one. So I think at least a ring is needed. Huh? This is some lid. Okay, you can see there's this particular thing. This particular thing is different. How the force will be acting everywhere like this. Are you able to see this? Black color pen visible?
Yes, sir.
The black color one. Somebody please don't talk. The video will not come. Okay, are you seeing that pen will not act if angle of contact. So now what is it? This pen? Yeah. So look at this pen. So what it will show? It will show the direction of the force, no? Because the free surface will be like this. Direction of force. Then this is a solid. And this is the pen is what will show the direction of force. I think there's a, it is on this side. Yeah. Tell me what is the angle of contact? This will be the angle of contact. Are you seeing the gap between that? This will be the angle of contact, no? Then now the force will not act vertically, will act like this. Everywhere like this. Even on this side. The force will be acting here. Everywhere will not act vertically, everywhere will acting some angle, that one. So based on that, okay, this should be the angle of contact, theta. What is theta? Theta, let it be angle of contact. Density of food and density of liquid. Let it be water, that one. Shall we equate forces now at equilibrium? At equilibrium, tell me what are the forces you can. Buoyant force will be balanced by weight of the solid plus force due to surface tension. And what is the buoyant force? Density of liquid, volume immersed, 2 by 3 pi r cube g. Weight of the solid, sigma s, 4 by 3 pi r cube g. What to write force due to surface tension? Will act at only these 2 points? No, it will act everywhere here, no? See, this is what student has to learn. That's all. See, force due to surface tension is not a point force. Are you getting no? It will act everywhere on the free surface. So I'm giving plain diagram. So what you should assume, everywhere like this, the free surface will be there. I think some gulab jamun in that particular liquid when it's floating, half of the gulab jamun will be there, no? So how the that sugar like a liquid will be, it will be of this particular shape. Plain diagram will be like this. So then the force will be acting everywhere tangential to free surface. So therefore, what should be the force due to surface tension? 2 pi r into surface tension into cos theta. And now this is what you have to digest. If you can learn this, it's very, this student really should bring some imagination. What is 2 pi r? Circumference length. Everywhere the force will be due to surface tension will be acting here like this. So if you go around like this, will come. So why you are writing like this? What is the definition for surface tension? What is this L now? What do you mean by L? L stands. L is what? The imaginary line what you're drawn. No? So at the free surface, so what is the free surface? There's everywhere free surface. So you have to go around like this 2 pi r. Why not two like a sir, you are writing why not 2? The force is not acting only at these 2 points, will act everywhere here. The liquid is in contact with everywhere on the wood when you go around a circle. That's why this theta will come into picture. So students are thinking that they want to resolve only these 2 forces. That is a very poor imagination. Plain diagram means you don't know anything about, you have never seen any spherical object floating in a liquid and how the water will be. Tell me, like, for this you should take ITJ foundation course. Nothing, no. The physical world you should have noticed very clearly. So put some plastic ball in the water and make observation. Make observation. It's very, very important. All this, see, water is available in everywhere. Bucket, you fill up different type of objects, let it float and see how the water surface will be. Finish all. Then numericals you can manage. Okay, there's the equation what you can put. What is theta? Theta is angle of contact. I made it. And now if a water wets wood completely, tell me what happened to theta? Theta in that case will become 0. Theta will be say like a 1 degree, 5 degree, that one. What are that angle? They give, okay, substitute here. If it puts like water wets completely, then you have to show this Fs downward. This forces will be downward. Able to understand? Horizontal force should be 0, no? If you resolve this. Only vertical, the net force acting by the surface tension on the wood will be downward. Got the idea, no? So these are the numericals. Are there any student can solve this provided what happen? You should have better 3D geometry. Okay, now let's take the another thing instead of this. We'll make iron sphere to float in a, I'll erase this will confuse. The same diagram. There's a iron. So how the mercury free surface will be of like this. Clear this. So now it is floating. So weight of the solid will act here. How the force due to surface tension will act in this direction. And we know what is that. If you want, you write Fs dash, because I think some students are sir, why you're not writing. Total force will be, you should take component of all these forces at everywhere. Surface tension into perimeter into component of that. This will be, so here iron sphere of immersed in mercury. What is the angle of contact? I think this is what angle of contact will define. No, I'll call alpha because theta every time we are using. So how you define angle of contact? The angle measured between the tangent, the angle measured between the tangent on inside the liquid and the solid. This is a solid. This is a liquid. I'll draw a tangent. I'll draw a tangent in the liquid. This is what the angle of contact here. Okay, let's write equation now. Some small, because we are measuring like this alpha. Yeah. Now for equilibrium, the force due to surface tension plus buoyancy should balance weight of force due to surface tension 2 pi r st into cos theta. What is st? Surface tension plus buoyant force. Density of mercury rho L 2 by 3 pi r cube g. This will be density of iron rho s. Let me take it. See, we know weight, we know buoyancy. Surface tension is something new, you're learning it. So what is the method here? The horizontal force will be 0. So whenever a solid floating in a liquid, so what you should check, whether the liquid wets the solid or not. Based on that, the angle of, if it will not wet, then alpha should be obtuse. If it wets, then alpha should be acute. Getting the idea? Try to see that. So every numerical weapon, the solid which comes in contact with the liquid, where the solid comes in contact with the liquid, check for the condition, whether it will wet or not, or what is the angle of contact given. Based on that, draw the free surface. Then the force due to surface tension should act tangential to surface. Now you have to ask question, what is the force exerted by the wooden sphere on the free surface? Anybody wants to reply? Shall I show upward, opposite to this Fs dash? Because Newton's third law, action, reaction, equivalent, opposite. What is this F dash? Force exerted by the free surface on the wooden sphere. By the wooden sphere on free surface should be opposite. Getting the idea, no? So it will be like this. I'm not bothered. I'm bothered about on the wood, no? So these are the forces acting on what? On the wood. So on the iron sphere. This is what? On the wood. I think we should minutely analyze the situation. Nothing is there. I'm not bothered on free surface. I'm not bothered on free surface. I'm more interested on the iron sphere. And what is alpha? Sorry, this alpha. Alpha is angle of contact. Theta is angle of contact. So like this, what happens? The conditions will come. Instead of this wooden sphere or wooden something, any other shaped object will come. Okay, you know how to make out that one. So carry on that. Anybody have doubts? Please clarify, because this is something more on the geometry based. No, if you have doubts, you can clarify it. We have some 5 minutes time. Any doubts, you can clarify. Why we didn't consider? Because there what will happen? See, we have to learn in order, no? First, fluid statics we should know properly. Without fluid statics, then how you learn surface tension? First, we should know the fluid statics dynamics.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, but there also we have to consider this force, no, sir.
We should consider, we are learning. See, we are not gathering information. You should learn in order. Everywhere will be there. After learning this chapter, then okay, you work out all. In a question, if they say sufficiency and the density of liquid, no, then you should consider even sufficiency. If they don't give sufficiency, then it's only pure fluid static problem. Getting the idea?
Okay, sir.
Anybody having doubt, please clarify, because numericals will be just, I think there's no any concept. A student must have the general, how the diagram will appear and how the force will be acting. You can practice questions on this in Icon and or Cengage book. Almost a basic. Don't go for capillary rise, capillary fall, all that one. Only force due to sufficiency numericals are there, you practice few. Any doubt, anybody? If you have doubt, you can clarify. Don't add colors in your notebook because already this is available, no? Because just I wanted to give exact thing, that's why I'm just coloring it. It will be waste of time for you to do coloring for your notebook. Just plain diagram, black and white, that'll be sufficient. Student can imagine easily with this color. That's why I'm just taking help of these colors here. So this is the free surface. So always what you should do in surface tension, what is the priority you should give? Inside the liquid will you go, or the free surface of liquid will you give priority? The free surface of a liquid. Why we don't see surface tension on the why we don't see surface tension inside the liquid? Why we see only on the surface? Because the name itself is tell, no, the molecules which are there on the surface, what happened? They are under tension, they are under trouble. So what happened? The molecules which are there below, what happened? They're trying to pull it down. Somehow what happened? The molecules which are there on the top, they will manage themselves. So they are under stress. They're not that easily, they're not happy. They're struggling a lot to retain their position. They're struggling what happened? They are trying to support one other. One molecule will try to support the other molecule, adjacent molecule. So they'll exert extra force to retain their position. That extra force per unit length will be the surface tension. And how do that force will act? Tangential to free surface. And it's a conservative and it's a cohesive force. This idea. Getting now method. Any doubt you can clarify, because this is the, you can say that the core part of surface tension. That's why I took almost more time, almost one class. If you just open the book, no, angle of contact, one definition is there, two diagrams are there, it's over. So almost 2 hours I spent only to generate that idea. Force due to surface tension, how do you interact? Because numericals are based only on that. The entire our numerical discussion is based on that one. Please, all of you do think and try to work out numericals. At least you'll get an idea. So maximum diagrams, drawing diagrams, that skill is what you should acquire now. And this is a very challenging chapter. I'm telling this one, really. A student, how you'll imagine that diagram, because everything 3D diagram will be there. You should be able to imagine that 2D, convert that into 2D diagram, draw it, show the forces and work out the numericals. Shall I stop the class? I think we can get ready for the next one. Okay, no. Please take help of the diagrams I drawn. Okay, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.